Hey everyone, Pupsker here. Today in Warframe, we're going to be talking about if the game is going to be okay. So we, in the past half a year, had the New War, which was the biggest cinematic quest that the game has ever gotten, and the follow-up to that has been Angels of the Zariman, came out a couple of weeks or so ago, and it's been fun, but very buggy, which is definitely a problem. But that just kind of goes to show, is Warframe going to be okay now? Well, that's the thing. Until crossplay comes, cross-save and mobile, I think the game is going to be pretty calm. We're going to hit like a peak at Tennocon, and until then, it's just Angels of the Zariman stuff, right? When the New War hit, the average players for December, pretty good. It hit 54,000 players. And once Angels of the Zariman came out, the last 30 days, we've been averaging about 45,000 players, with Warframe hitting its lowest peak of average players in March at 31,000. This is just based off Steam charts, as it's the most reliable way to get numbers, and most people at this point play Warframe on PC, on Steam, but don't get me wrong, it's not an undeniable 100% like all is well type of deal. So it looks like players are coming back to play Angels of the Zariman, but I assume a lot of people got very quickly burnt by the fact that Angels of the Zariman was incredibly buggy on launch. It would have been one thing if it was like buggy and playable, but the issue was a lot of it was unplayable. C-drop rotations for a lot of the new missions like Void Cascade just weren't giving out. The drop rates for bounties were broken as well. You pretty much couldn't get Gyre. It was a huge mess. A lot of players just straight up couldn't load out of missions, and yeah, that never bodes well for the game. But luckily, about a week after they've fixed a large chunk of the bugs, the game is at least playable now. They're introducing and taking away bugs, hotfixes, etc. We're at hotfix number 7, so I think, yeah, Warframe's probably gonna be kind of okay. We haven't hit a peak as big as, I think, Plains of Eidolon since the release of Plains of Eidolon. Like, that was peak Warframe. I think around 2018 when Tennocon was happening, that was a peak Warframe. 2018, maybe 2017, give it what you will. Most players played back then. That's when the biggest open world new thing released, right? It was massive, it was huge. And since then, we've had a lot of great updates like Fortuna, great music, great songs, fun areas, right? But after Fortuna and after Plains of Eidolon, Warframe's kind of calmed down. That's just because it's just now more of the same. For Warframe, a lot of longer term players, they just are very casual about it now, as they're well aware the game is a casual game. There's no real competitive urge to play it. A lot of content creators are chilling out, slowing down, right? Content creators come and go. We've had many large content creators in the past 5 years stop playing the game. Many this year, probably last year, every year. I myself started creating content more in the past 2 years. Like, yeah, it's definitely a weird case for the game. And since it's 9 years old, it's kind of obvious, right? Like, this is what happens when you have a 9-year-old game with, so far, no competitive nature. Like, people just chill out. The Angels of the Zariman update's pretty fun, pretty cool, but it's not like a huge update, all things considered. It brings in, I think, 6 new weapons and a Warframe. That is the only new playable Warframes and weapons, right? And 3 new missions. Brings a Holdfast Standing, a small intro quest, more information and lore on the Zariman. All in all, it's a big update with a lot of things to do, but there's just not a ton of new things for a lot of players. So I imagine an update like Angels of the Zariman, for a lot of players who are waiting on it, they'll probably be done it in a week or 2 or a month, right? I myself have a lot of time to still play it. I'm probably playing less than a lot of other people just because I'm making videos and doing other things there, right? And I don't like going hard and playing Warframe 8 hours a day every day, as that would just make me go a little crazy, right? So I still have a lot to do in Angels of the Zariman, but I don't know if the general community is still going to have a lot to do after the next couple of weeks. And I think Warframe probably won't hit an average players of like 50,000. I hope they do, but I don't think they will with this Angels of the Zariman update. I think legitimately we are now going to be having to wait on mobile cross-save crossplay for big Warframe numbers. We assume Duviri Paradox is going to be the next big storyline quest, and honestly, that's about it. Like, we don't truly know what's going on. There's not many hot fixes or updates until the, Chroma and Zephyr Prime Vault coming out next week, but people already don't really care about that as they were unvaulted like last year in 2021. Like, this is a weird unvaulting. People don't care, okay? It's too recent right now. So, yeah, we're in an awkward position, okay? Warframe is in an awkward position. It's going to be up to this like next year to see if they'll actually manage to pull it out together. The new war was fun, but it wasn't lasting. Angels of the Zariman's fun, cool, but I don't think that's going to be very lasting past a month. Luckily, it'll still be a lot of forever playable content, so we're good there. And in my opinion, it released better, like way better than Railjack. Oh my god, that was the worst release cycle I've ever seen. So we're definitely released better than, Railjack, so I think Warframe's doing okay right now, right? We have 3 new mission types, we have new enemies, we have a ton of operator changes to look at, like new Eidolon hunting if we want with new changes, definitely new metas and arcanes we can test out, right? Angel of the Zariman did bring a lot, but it's still just gonna be a calm game for a little bit, right? We know Tennocon is now coming in July, but we don't know what they're going to be showing off at Tennocon. We all assume we'll hear info about crossplay, cross-save mobile and Duviri, maybe other things, but at this point in Warframe, I think that is literally all we can right now expect, as well as, a Werewolf Warframe. Maybe they'll show off that at the Tennocon 2022. We don't know when the next dev stream is even, and once we get that, we'll hopefully get more knowledge on what's to come, but I mean, it's probably all being saved until Tennocon. So until then, we play Warframe, we farm up the loot, and we continue making guides. So, is Warframe going to be okay, everyone? Yeah, Warframe will be fine. It's hit its peak a long time ago, and since then, it's just kind of been chillin'. The game has been going down a little bit year over year the past 2-3 years, I think, and then it got sold over to Tencent, so that's just kind of the situation we're in now. It's hoped that once crossplay, cross-save, and mobile releases, hopefully they'll have a lot more content coming down the lines after that, because once you have all of the people done working on the most massive change in all of Warframe's history, next, of course, will come the content working on. So it's been a full year of working on crossplay, cross-save mobile, at least. It's been, obviously, I would assume more than a year, but to our public knowledge, the first time we saw this was at Tennocon 2021. So we know it's been at least a full year, and we're still hoping we're going to be getting crossplay, cross-save, all of that in 2022, hoping like December or just by the end of the year. So, game's doing well, but it's not killing it, right? It's not a behemoth like Fortnite or League of Legends or anything like that. Warframe's a large game, small game if you will, I don't know. It's a good-sized game, okay? It's definitely not small, but it's not the biggest. It's a good-sized game, has its community, has a lot of its players. It has probably at this point, 60, 70 million registered people, so if crossplay and cross-save can come out, and it'll bring back a lot of those folks, and maybe people will get a newfound love for the game as 9 years of development, people jumping in and out, it's really hard to get a grasp of like how many people would ever come back, right? So, we wait! I think Warframe's gonna do good. I just wanted to kind of ramble on and talk about it as I'm just chilling today, being a little sleepy bear, Drop's still on Twitch. If you ever want to support the channel, check it out. Follow, use Twitch Prime over there. You can join the YouTube membership. Use a super thanks to donate directly to the channel. I think it shows up down below, but I don't think that'll really happen. So yeah, thank you all for checking it out, and I will see you next time. Check out my socials and all that jazz. Peace.